Hey, what's up everyone? Danny Lightning here. How's everyone doing today? Hopefully everybody's having an amazing day. We're going to be doing some live racing in the 12.0 lobby. We got the Fast and Furious Dodge Charger set up, Charger RT. Let me put that on the live screen so everybody can see what's going on, and I think we're pretty much ready to rock and roll. I want to say thank you guys for coming out today. I did put out a video on the brand new car, that Earmac or whatever. I always think I say that thing very wrong, but anyways, hello. It is Sunday, and hey, let's go have some fun live racing. But yeah, this is a really cool little car. Fast and Furious Charger, guys. Fast and Furious. Angel, what's up? Grigorous, how's it going? David Shiv, Wisdom Spirit, Guy, we got Banana, we got Bye Bye Bro, Click Fast, Chippos, Miguel, Baby Yoda, Suppy, nice to see you guys today. Monatu, how's everyone doing? Hopefully super awesome. So yep, 12.0 is where we should be on the live racing lobby today, so hopefully you guys can find me in there. Let's get in there. Live racing. All right. Ba-bam. Here we go. Yeah, it's nice to have all of you guys here today. I really appreciate everybody for coming out. So if you want to try to race me, if you want to find me in the live racing lobby and swap with me, try to tune a car to 12.0 and actually get the car to run 12.0. That's important. It's got to actually run 12.0 to be in the 12.0 lobby. If your car is faster or slower, then unfortunately, you won't be able to get into the same lobby. So it's actually got to run that time. And honestly, it's better if it doesn't really beat the dyno. Mahali, how's it going? Will they add cars for $5? No, probably not anytime soon. The cheapest I've seen cars for $10 every once in a while. I've seen them for $15, but normally when there's a car, it's around $20 unless you're lucky enough to get it on some sort of a special sale. But generally, you're going to pay about $20 for a car. And then if it's for an event, you're usually going to have to pay for parts as well. If the car has purple stars, you can't just go dump your keys on it. So it's not always easy or affordable. One thing I do wish they would do is lower the prices a little bit. If those cars were like $10, you could buy like a big old parts package for like $10 or $20. I think they would sell a lot of those things. Ah, wait a second. We got Drew Man in this Mercedes here. The 722S Roadster. Leroy Jenkins, what's going on? Alright, so Angel's in a Lotus. Cool. Angel, thank you for being a channel member. I appreciate you guys a lot. Like I was saying on my video today, though, like, if I could get enough channel members and donations, man, I would be able to get all the cars and actually run the events on live streams and stuff like that, but YouTube doesn't really pay that much when you're not getting 300,000 views per video, you know what I mean? But, you know, I appreciate everybody's support, all the people who are channel members or donate every once in a while. That's always a big, huge help to the channel. Over the last 3 years, you know, when my channel started out, I had an 8-year-old laptop that was struggling. I had a really lousy microphone, crappy camera. Like, over the last 3 years, I've slowly been piecing a really nice little YouTube setup together for live streaming and making videos. That way I can bring you a quality that sounds nice and looks nice and all that good stuff. Took a long time, you know. YouTube doesn't pay us a lot. But I spend usually about 7 days a week. I spend like 10 to 12 hours a day on the channel. Usually takes me like 3 to 4 hours to get the videos recorded and edited for the 2 to 3 channels. 2 hours a day live streaming, a couple hours a day answering people's questions. I mean, it's a lot of work. But on average, I make about $4 an hour from YouTube, which is pretty terrible. So all of you guys that are channel members and stuff, I really appreciate you guys. That extra support is a big help. Kevin, how's it going? Nice to see ya. But I'll tell you what, this is a really cool car right here. I remember I got this car and the Fast and Furious Ford Escort in a package where they were both 20 bucks. That's the first time I've ever seen a 2-car package for $20 before. Lucas, how are you? Nice to see you guys. K-Stone, what's up? Hippo, how's it going? Awesome to see everybody. K-Stone, thank you for being a member, buddy. I really appreciate that. If there's any other channel members here, thank you guys as well. We actually hit 40,000 subscribers a couple days ago, so that's kind of amazing. Gilbert, how's your day going, buddy? We got Melon in the house. What's up, Melon? Hippo, thank you. Somehow I need to figure out how to hit that 100,000 and get myself one of those big YouTube plaques. That would be kind of cool to have one of those. I don't really know if it, I don't know what I would do with it. Kevin, thanks. He says I'm the best YouTuber for CSR. I'm glad you're enjoying the channel, buddy. Thank you for watching it. Hippo says patience. I think when I started the CSR Racing channel, I had about 3,000 subscribers on YouTube. And I used to just post stuff for fun occasionally. One day I was like, you know what? I'm going to make a CSR2 video to help one of my friends out. And I posted it. And I don't know, a day or two later, I looked at it and it had something like 500 views or 800 views. I'm like, oh, wow, that video got a lot of views. So I made another tutorial video for the game and the same thing happened. After a couple days, it had several hundred views. I was like, oh, man, I'm going to start making videos for this game. And that's kind of how this started out. Black Ops, I've been playing for probably, I'm not exactly sure. I can only take a guesstimate because I'm not very good at keeping track of time, but I would say somewhere in the 6-year range. It could be 5, it could be 6. I know I've been playing for at least 5 years, probably going on 6. But yeah. It's been a really long time, so. Alright, one more race here, then we're going to go back out to the lobby to give somebody else a chance. Drewman, thank you for the swaps, buddy. Alright, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Yep, been playing for a long time. Still love the game though, guys. Dave Black, what's up, buddy? Thank you so much. I appreciate you being a channel member. Alright, I'm going to fill up my gas tank really quick. Alright, you don't hear the microphone echoing back in, do you? Just want to make sure. I don't think I have a, whatever you call it, noise gate set up, so. Kevin, you don't have a Showdown. Huh. Does anybody know anything about Showdown as far as, is there a player rank you have to reach before you're able to do a Showdown? I don't think there is. I'm guessing you probably have a glitch, but I just want to make sure. I think when Showdown came out, I was already at a high enough rank that even if it did require that, I was already there. But as far as I know, everybody should have the Showdown, correct? My guess is you might need to contact in-game support and let them know, because That seems a little bit abnormal not to have a showdown on your map. The only thing you have is the Prestige Cup and the daily events. Huh. That's interesting. Yeah, you could try to uninstall the game and reinstall the game, or you could try and clear the cache, which doesn't normally work, but sometimes clearing the cache does. 99% of the time it does not. Like every time I've cleared my cache to try and fix a problem, I think it's only worked one time, but occasionally it does work, so that's always something you could try to do. Ah, McGill's in my lobby. Cool. Yeah, I actually don't know if they're ever going to bring the Ford Escort back or not. Dave Black has been a member for 26 months. That's crazy. Thank you, Dave, man. I appreciate that so much. He says, join Danny's channel, especially if you're new to the game. Would definitely appreciate it, guys. Hit that like button and subscribe if you don't mind. If you're asking me if I have a crew, yes, but we're usually always full. I don't think we have players leave that often, honestly. Alright, so Florin doesn't have the Izzy's tuner. There was a big problem with that event, and I don't think they've properly fixed it yet. So unfortunately, when you're having big glitches... Whoa, that was loud.
We have a new member. Awesome. Thank you for the extra support. It means a lot.
Alright, hold on a second. Now I just lost track of what I was doing here when that thing went off. Alright, so if you're having a big glitch in the game, unfortunately, all you can really do is try to clear the cache. If that doesn't work, you can uninstall and reinstall, or you can contact game support. So unfortunately, it is not easy to get these glitches fixed. And most of the time, there's nothing you can do about it. You have to contact them and let them fix it. But there are times where uninstalling and reinstalling does work. Only thing is, when you uninstall and reinstall, you need to make sure your game is being saved by your Google Play Store or your Apple Store, or whatever they call it on iOS. And when you log back into the game after a reinstall, you need to wait and make sure it pops up for the little thing that asks you, do you want to choose a new account or an existing account, and you need to make sure you choose your existing account. That way it doesn't reset your game completely. So it's a little bit it's a little bit concerning for some people. I mean, I've uninstalled and reinstalled the game, or installed the game on different devices over and over and over again, and I've never had a problem. But I will say this, always write down your player ID somewhere. That way, if something does go wrong, you can contact them and ask them to restore your account. But this game does have a lot of weird glitches going on, unfortunately, and different people seem to have different glitches for some reason. Dark, what's up, man? Nice to see you. I'm doing pretty good, thank you. Okay, so Igabi, hopefully I said your name correctly there. What tier 5 car should you get? So if you're starting out, I suggest buying the Lamborghini from the dealership. It's going to cost you like, I think, $1 million game cash, and it's a great starter car. It's easy to get. You can always buy more and strip them to get more parts for the car and stuff like that. It's definitely not one of the best cars in the game. You will outgrow the car eventually, but the good part about that car is with enough parts, it's capable of beating every single tier 5 boss in the game. It's got great acceleration. It's an all-around decent starter car. I drove that car for the first 8 or 9 months that I played the game all the time, Eventually, I got better stuff, and at some point, the game's going to give you a free Toyota Supra GR from the Elite Tuners events, and that's one of the best cars you're ever going to get for free in this game. That car is amazing. Alright, so after this race, I think we're going to go back out to the lobby and let somebody else get a chance to race me. Thank you for the swaps, my friend. I really appreciate that. Alright, so Kevin, when you contact support, generally it takes them 24 to 48 hours to get back to you. Dark says, congrats on the 40,000 subs. Thank you, buddy. Yeah, Leroy, I really appreciate the swaps, buddy. That was fun. So, Chris, you can get almost any car from Rare Imports. You cannot get Purple Star cars. You can get any car other than Purple Stars. Purple Star cars are either boss cars, paid cars, prize cars that you win from an event, or something along the lines of that. But any Golden Star car in the game, yes, it can be pulled out of crates, but honestly, it's almost impossible to get the really, really good cars out of the crates unless that is a featured car. For example, if you see there's a 20x chance or a 10x chance for a specific car, that car is not going to be too terribly hard to get. But if it's not a featured car, I mean, there's over 800 cars in the game. So imagine opening a chest and getting 1 out of 800 cars. And generally the drop rates for the higher tiers or the nicer tier cars are only like 3% or something. I think I made a video on the drop rates a couple weeks ago that you might be interested in checking out. What's up, Max? But yeah, if the car is not featured in the crate, it's very hard to get. Now, every once in a while, you will see somebody pull a Purple Star car out of a crate, but that's a glitch. That is not supposed to happen. I've had it happen to me maybe 2 or 3 times. I know a couple other people that have had it happen once or twice. So yes, occasionally you do get a glitch where a Purple Star car comes out, but that's very rare. But yeah, when you pull those crates, there's a very good chance you're going to get the same handful of crappy cars over and over and over. You're going to get a decent car that pops out every once in a while, and you're going to get a really awesome car extremely rarely. So I always wait for the good featured car. So it's best to save all your keys and resources and don't spend them unless you really need to. So Dark, I made a video today on that car. It looks like, unless somebody can find a better shift pattern and tune than I found, it's going to be the second fastest car in the game. But I did release a video about that maybe 20 minutes ago. Okay, so if a car has purple stars, that means that is the most rare type of car in the game. And generally, let's just say there's a golden star version and a purple star version of the same car. The purple star one will hold a few more fusion parts, and generally it's slightly faster. So basically, the star rating isn't really about how good a car is. There's actually 5-star cars in this game that absolutely suck. There's 5-star cars in this game that are amazing, but the star rating is really just the rarity of the car. If it has 5 stars, that's a very rare car. If it's got 5 purple stars, that's the most rare. If it has 1 star, it's a extremely common car and super easy to get. But you don't need purple star cars, honestly. They're nice and all, but even some of the purple star cars are lousy. Like, eventually you're going to win all of the purple star boss cars, and a lot of those are complete junk, so they're kind of like trophy pieces just to have in your collection. Hey, Chrisman, what's up, buddy? How are you doing today? Nice to see you again, as always. I forget, is it my turn to win or lose here? I'm just going to go slow. Tim wants to know, how do I find you? Well, you would have to hire a spy. And they would have to hunt me down. And, you know. Alright, there's my bad joke. So if you want to find my live racing lobby, you got to tune a car to run in the 12.0 lobby and actually make it run 12.0. So I should be somewhere around 12.0. I mean, I can't guarantee my car's in the 12.0 or 12.2 lobby. It's either going to be 12.0 or 12.2, one or the other. But my car is tuned to 12.0, and generally it runs right about 12.0. So technically it should be in the 12.0 lobby. Let me see. What time did we just run right there? Melon says I'm in the 12.2, which very well could be. There I got a 12.159. Yeah, I may very well be in the 12.2 lobby, actually. Ark says, what are the fastest cars in the new update? I don't know. I made a video about it yesterday. I can't remember which ones were exactly the fastest, but the new, that new electric car, the Rimac or whatever, however you say it, that's going to be the second fastest car in the game. So guys, we got Max the Gamer in the house. If you're not familiar with Max, he's another really awesome YouTuber. He makes great CSR2 content. I think he's been making some Forza videos and stuff as well. So go check out Max, everybody. Great YouTuber, good friend of mine. Make sure you guys check him out on YouTube. Yeah, the Rimac. R-I-M-A-C. Am I saying that right? Rimac? Yeah, the new Lamborghini looks amazing. Sometime soon I should have a video on that as well, but it takes a while, you know, trying to make a video every day and there's 800 and some cars in the game. It's hard to make a video for every car, plus put out like all the other information I need to as well. So, Miguel, thank you for the swaps, buddy. So, Lucas, I'm not really sure when you're going to get the update. The way CSR2 works the updates is kind of strange. What they use is called staggered updates. So person A might get the new update on Monday, person B Tuesday, person C Wednesday. Finally, 2 weeks later, person Z gets the update. So I think this keeps them from blowing up their game servers. That way there's not 10 million people downloading the game all at the same time and crashing their servers. So what they do is they sign up for the staggered updates, and Google randomly picks players to give the update to on different days. So staggered updates kind of suck, but I'm pretty sure it keeps their servers from crashing. My understanding is on one of the first major updates this game had, there were so many people downloading the update at the same time, it did crash their servers and a lot of bad stuff happened. So I think that's why they started moving over to the staggered updates instead. Anna, how you doing? Nice to see you today. Thank you for stopping by the stream. But I believe the update is out for some people. I mean, you should be getting it because the new Flash event starts tomorrow for the Rimac or whatever. So I'd imagine everybody should probably have the update by tomorrow, I hope. So one thing you can do is go to your Google Play Store and check for updates on your apps. You can probably do the same thing on iOS. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, I would go check for it if you don't have it, or it could have even updated by now and you don't know it yet. But if you see the Flash event for the Rimac Navara or whatever they call it on your map, then you should probably have the update by now. Max, what is OTA? I don't know what an OTA is, my friend. I imagine that's some sort of technical game programmer mumbo jumbo doobie daddy thingy dingy that I don't understand. Over the air update. Okay, so So you're saying they don't have to give you the next update to bring that out? I think that's what Max is saying there. I don't really know much about how like game developing and stuff works, so. So that's basically the in-game update. Okay. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. I wish I knew a little bit more about how game programming and stuff worked, but I've never really learned much about it. It sounds pretty complicated, though, for the most part. Yeah, John 16 is going to be an amazing car, but it is going to be very hard to get fusion parts without spending real money. Hey, Mohammed, what's up, buddy? Alright, so Anna, Showdown matchmaking does not work like other matchmaking in the game. I don't really understand why they do it like this, but this is how Showdown matchmaking works. Let's just say you have 500 trophies. It's going to match you up with another car that has a similar amount of trophies. It doesn't matter if that car runs 12 seconds faster than yours. The matchmaking is trophy based and not the time your car runs based. For example, live racing tries to match people up according to their dyno time and then what the car runs. But Showdown only cares about how many trophies you have. It's a very broken matchmaking system. So Showdown is one of the few things on this game where he who has the fastest car actually wins. Most other like live racing events and stuff like that, he who has the best tune often wins. But on Showdown, it's all about having the fastest car available and having it maxed out if you want to do the best. So if you've got a slower car, all you can really do is race the Showdown races and do what you can do and hope for the best. Whatever prizes you can get out of it, you just kind of have to take those and be happy with it. Because it's not the best system for matchmaking. Now there was like maybe a month or two where they changed it to a dyno time based matchmaking, and I'm not really sure why, but they changed it back. Everybody I know loved it for a couple of months, and then they decided to put it back the way it was. So I'm guessing it was people down tuning the cars is why they decided to change it back, because everybody was down tuning to make their cars beat the dyno like crazy. And I'm not a fan of down tuning. Like, I don't think down tuning is good or the right thing to do for live racing, but when it came to that Showdown, I started down tuning my cars as well. I would never do it for live racing, but for Showdown, I mean, yes. Mohammed, how's your day going today? Yeah, Dark, we use the Line app. Sometimes I kind of wish we would have switched over to Discord, to tell you the truth. Like, I use Discord for everything except for CSR racing. I like Discord a lot better than Line. Line's really basic. The cool thing about Discord is you can make you can make chat rooms, like voice chat rooms. You can have like announcement rooms. Line's just one big chat room. I was thinking about asking the rest of our team, if like our team leaders, if they'd be interested in maybe switching over to Discord instead of Line. I think Discord's a lot more popular, and I appear to be out of gas. Let me get some more gas, guys. So Cryptix, the McLaren F1 is an excellent live racing car on stage 5. I think I have a video about it. When you fully max it out, there's a lot of cars that are going to run faster, and they are going to stomp your little car into pieces. At one time, the McLaren F1 was probably the fastest car in the game, but it's no longer the fastest. So it's not a good live racer when it's maxed out. Now there's something called a super max lobby where it dumps all the fastest cars in the game into a lobby together, and it's not a fair way of matchmaking. But if your car is running like 7.6 or slower, then the lobby matchmaking goes by about every 0.2 of a second. So if you put the F1 on stage 5, it becomes an amazing live racer. Dark says, not a line fan. Yeah, I used to love the Line app, but after I really got used to Discord is so much better. One thing though we did was we built a bot on the Line app, so if somebody types in like wildcard, the bot will just automatically post the wildcard schedule. But I mean, if we did join the Discord server, we could just have a wildcard room where somebody could go open that room and they would just be able to see the schedule. We wouldn't really need the bot on Discord, I think. Yeah, Tim, so one thing is, even if you tune a car and get it running at the right time, there might be 5 or 10 or 15 lobbies open where players are running the same time. So sometimes you just got to go in and out of lobbies until you find it. Some days it's really easy to find your friends in live racing. Other days it can take forever. So some days you find them right away. Other days it might take 30-40 minutes to go in and out of lobbies till you find your buddies. Like I always end up saying on almost every live stream, I really wish CSR would add some sort of deal where you could make a lobby and give your friends a code to join your lobby, but unfortunately they don't have anything like that. Anna said, I bought the 992 Turbo S and I hate driving it. I don't really remember too much about that car. I'm not sure if I have a video for it or not. But not all the cars in the game are pleasant to drive. Some cars in the game are awesome to drive, some are terrible to drive, and then not everybody likes every shift pattern either. This game, it's crazy how many weird shift patterns these cars have. Some cars have very normal, very standard shift patterns. Other ones, it's just like, holy crap, why would they design it like that? Yeah, unfortunately, I don't really have any advice on that car, but you could always look it up on YouTube to see if I have a video about it. If you haven't seen it already. I don't remember if I've made a video about that or not. When there's 800 cars in the game, it's so hard to keep track of everything. Leroy says, try like 12.2 if you can't find me. Anna, I don't know why they don't offer Fast and Furious cars more often. Like, I would love to get the old Eclipse. Now, next time there is a Fast and Furious event, there is a possibility they could bring some of the older cars back. We don't really know which cars are going to be available for the new Fast and Furious events until they actually come out. So, they may or may not bring back some of the old ones. We just don't know. But I would love to have the Supra and the Eclipse. I almost bought the Eclipse at one time, but I was just like, I don't really have the $20 to spend. Dark, are you talking about Need for Speed cars? I kind of doubt the Need for Speed company is going to allow another company to put their cars in their game, so that'll probably never happen. It would be kind of cool, but I doubt that's ever going to happen. They would have to buy some sort of license from the other gaming company to use those cars, I suppose. Plus, they would probably have to have a license for that car from the original manufacturer, so I would assume that would be very expensive to pull something off like that. Antonio, actually, I'm not a CSR partner. I just make videos. As far as I know, the Seven World Gaming, he's like the only channel that's like a partner or sponsored or whatever by the game. Me, not so much. I'm just a video maker. I would love to get sponsored by them or become a collaborator or whatever. I'm not really sure what the proper name for that is, but K-Stone, thank you for the swaps, buddy. But yeah, I have a couple friends that make accounts for YouTubers, and they let me use them, which is amazing. So I do have 2 accounts I have access to when I need to show you guys new cars or shift patterns. I don't play on those accounts, but I do use them to make YouTube videos only. Rohit says Nitro Nation is the best. I'm not familiar with that. I was actually thinking about making a YouTube video and being like, hey guys, I would love to like collaborate with Zynga or NM, and maybe if they see that, maybe they'll contact me. I don't know. I was thinking about doing that, but I've emailed them a couple times. There used to be a guy you could email about that, and there used to be a content creators program for this game as well. Now, I've tried emailing both of them several times, and they never returned my email, so unfortunately, I was never able to get hooked up in like a creators program or something like that. Angel says, I used to play Racing Rivals, but it was a cool game and it shut down. I actually hear they're coming out with a new version of that. My understanding is the company went bankrupt or something, but they're trying to make a new game now, I suppose. I've never played it. I don't really know what it is. I've never seen it or really heard of it, but I know a lot of people love that game. Tim says, still no luck finding me. That's a bummer. Dark likes CSR1. Actually, I did not. I did not like CSR1. I don't really remember the details, but I remember I downloaded CSR1. I played it for about a week, and then I uninstalled it. I hated the game for some reason. And when CSR Racing came out, I saw it, and I was like, oh, CSR1 sucked. I'm not going to download that. And I didn't. And one day I was just really, really bored, and I was like at work. I think I was at work on my lunch break, and I'm like, man, I'm tired of all these little games I sit here and play on my lunch break. So I opened up the Google Play Store, and there was CSR2 Racing. I was like, oh, man, I don't really want to download that. That game sucked. But then I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to try it out. And I downloaded it, and I was like, I downloaded CSR2 and CSR... What's the old one? Legends or something? Where they had all the old hot rods and stuff. I forget what that was called, but I downloaded both of those on the same day. I played the other one first, and I hated it, and I instantly uninstalled it. And then I opened CSR2, and I played it. I was like, oh, I actually like this one. So I kept playing this one. But yeah, it's a pretty crazy story, right? Sorry for talking your ear off about my crazy CSR story there. But all I know is I did not care for CSR2 Hot Rods, I'm going to call it, because I can't remember the name. Or CSR1, but I do really like CSR2. Mo wants to know, am I going to buy the new Flash car? I'm not really sure, because the problem is, the thing is, I would love to have the car, but I don't have the money to buy parts for it. So I'm not really sure if it's worth buying when you don't have the money to buy the parts. I mean, it only needs a couple upgrades to get to become a really good live racer, but I can't guarantee that I'm going to have the fusion parts to install without spending some money on them. So I'm not really sure. It's the Rimac Navara. Am I saying that right, guys? I made a video about the car this morning. I got on that account that I have to make videos with and made a car about it. Leroy said my final PC time was only 11.6. Anna says 10.5. So Anna, sometimes you can go back to your... Okay, check this out. Sometimes there's a really slow car on the Prestige Cup. So if you race a car and it's way faster than you are, sometimes all you have to do is go back to your garage, go back to the map, run the race again, and you'll get a different car that runs a different time. If that one beats you, go back to the map, go back to the thing, race it again, go back to the map, and eventually you're going to hit the really slow car. It could take 2 or 3 or 4 tanks of gas, I'm not sure, but there's always one really slow car in there, I've noticed. And another thing is, make sure you're opening the free crates daily. Normally the Showdown gives out a stage 6 part. There's normally like a little 3-race crew event every season that gives out parts for it. So make sure you're just doing all the stuff that's giving parts for that car for free, or that you can get easily. So John says, no, I'm not a big fan of the electric cars. So last time I looked at the survey, it was pretty even. Like, I made a little poll the other day whether or not people like electric cars, and last time I looked, it was like 44 point some percent said they liked them, 44 point some percent said they didn't, and a few people said don't care either way. Alright, so I don't know, maybe we disconnected again. What's up, Niner? Astron wants to know how to get the elite tokens. Run a lot of showdowns, run the elite tuners events, and pretty much check the map daily to see if there's anything else giving out events. It's a very slow process to get all those tokens. I've been working on elite tuners for over 2 years, and I'm one upgrade away from finishing it and getting the Mark IV Toyota Supra, so it's not a fast or easy process. Leroy says electric cars suck. I actually like the electric cars. I think they're okay, but I don't know. I'm not sure why some people hate them so much. But yeah, I think I need about 500 or 600 more tokens to finish it. Now, maybe I'm weird, but I kind of like the sound of an electric car. I love hearing that little like high-pitched whine. I don't know why, but to me it sounds cool. Leroy says they're hippie crap. Oh, man. One thing about electric cars, though, is they generally have very fast acceleration because you don't have to wait for the combustion to do the little explosion and kick in. You step on the gas pedal and it's just straight up instant power. So electric does have some advantages, but there's also a lot of disadvantages of an electric car in real life. Ark says, I would never buy an electric car. I've got a weird feeling that within the next 10 years, that's about all there's going to be is electric cars. I'm not really sure, but I know the governments are pushing to move all cars to electric by a certain date. Personally, I don't know if that's a great idea. I mean, I don't know. It's a pain. It's not really an ideal thing, honestly. Now, if they could put some sort of solar panels on top of the car that would like charge it all day long and charge it while you were driving or something, that might be a different story, but I know some cars actually do have a solar panel on top that helps charge the car while you're driving it, but my understanding is it's not really enough to keep it fully charged, you know? You might get another 100 or 200 miles out of it or something before the battery goes dead, which is great, but they need to find a way for solar power to be able to completely charge the car up. Then it might be okay. So John says, I don't want to wait 4 to 5 hours for my car to charge. Now, I do know one of my neighbors bought an electric car, and I think he said if you get the fast charger, it only takes like 2 hours to charge. Which isn't horrible, but at the same time, what if all of a sudden, like one day you forget to plug your car in, and you're like, oh crap, I'm late for work and my car is not charged. You're gonna have to call up your boss and say, look, I gotta charge my car for 2 hours before I can come in. I don't think the boss would be very happy, you know. But yeah, I don't know. It's all kinds of crazy. Odom, what's going on? Now, I don't know how true this is, but supposedly somebody has recently figured out how to make a car actually run off of water. Is this true? I don't know. I kind of have my doubts. I think it's probably a fake. It's probably a fake story. I never really looked into it enough to find out if it was true or not, but my guess is it's not. My guess is it's probably fake. K-Stone, thank you, buddy. I'm not really sure what happened there. I think we disconnected or something. Leroy says water cars are fake. I would assume so. I mean, crazy technology does exist. Maybe someday they'll figure something out like that, but probably not. Ark says electric cars are still not affordable. Anna says I hate the Cadillac. So Anna, are you shifting the car properly? I think you launch and you instantly shift the car into second gear. Shortly after hit third, shortly after hit fourth and hit your nitrous. So you're basically doing 3 early shifts on that car. So you got to make sure you've got the car tuned correctly and make sure you're shifting the car correctly. I do have a video on how to drive the car. Oh, he disconnected. Now we got MG swaps. Cool. My understanding is electric cars don't break down very often. Now, like the suspension and stuff, yeah, you're going to have the same normal maintenance, but my understanding is the electric cars, the engine and the transmission are pretty much rolled all into one, and that sounds like they don't have that many problems, but it often sounds like when it does break, you almost need to have like the whole thing replaced or something. Hey, Mazin, how's it going? I'm doing pretty good. Thank you. Nice to see you today. Alright, I can't remember if I won the last one. I'm too busy yapping and not paying attention to whose turn it is to win, so I'll go nice and slow. Okay, it was my turn to win. Yeah, Anna, it's very important to figure out how to shift these cars because some of them have really crazy shift patterns. What I don't understand is why they give us shift lights and perfect start lights and stuff when 98% of the time you don't want to go by that. Most of the time, once the car is upgraded, those lights are just there to mess you up or throw you off, I guess. So watch how I shift the car on the next run. I'm going to show you how I would shift the Cadillac, okay? It's probably not the proper way to shift this car, but this is how I would shift the Cadillac. So this is about how you want to do it. Let go of the gas, number one. It's a very specific shift pattern. It's not like get into fourth gear instantly, but it's like this, all right? Go. Hold down the gas. 3, 2, let go of the gas. Second, third, fourth, nitrous. It's about like that. That's how you want to drive that car. What's up, Helen Soul? How are you? I mean, eventually people will learn how to work on electric cars. I have a friend that I play video games with, and he basically turns regular cars into electric cars. And they make them like crazy fast. It's like an electric car speed shop. People were bringing their like BMW M5 and have them converted into electric. It's pretty crazy. So I mean, I guess the electric thing is becoming more and more popular these days. And eventually regular people will probably figure out how to work on those things. But yeah, I mean, for someone that's never worked on an electric car, I mean, that would definitely be very hard to do, I would think. Yeah, so Anna, it's either you need more fusion parts, you need to retune the car, or you need to shift it differently. One of those three things is holding you back right there. Now, if you don't have a lot of fusion parts installed, that's definitely going to be a problem. Andre Garcia says, I cannot upgrade my car. I don't have enough money. The other day I did put out a video about a fast way to make money in the game. You might want to try that. It's boring. It's not fun. But you know what? It does earn money fast. So running regulation races over and over sucks, but it will earn a lot of money. I used to do that back in the day. When I needed game cash, I would just get on there and I would run those dumb regulation races. And eventually, I would get enough game cash to do whatever I was trying to do. I mean, you can make over $1 million in 1 hour if you're doing it with the Tier 5 Pro regulation. All right. I need to get some more gas. We're out of gas here. The regulation races really suck, but man, they do fill up the game cache pretty fast. If you do that every day, I mean, you could probably make about what? 14. Yeah, you could probably make 14 to 20 million game cash per season just running regulation races. If you spend about an hour or so a day doing it. I mean, that's not a lot of fun, but you know. If you did it for 2 hours a day, man, you could make a lot. Guys says, I found you. Alright, so Miguel has got me again. Anna, you got it first try with the shift pattern. That's awesome. You are welcome. I'm glad that worked for you. Angel, I believe it's going to be the second fastest car unless somebody finds a better way to drive it. I made a video for the RMAC this morning. Rimac, RMAC, I don't know why, I don't know what I'm saying there, but you guys know what I'm saying, kind of, sort of, maybe. But from what I can tell, it's going to be the second fastest car. I think that 6-second Camaro is still faster. Yeah, I don't know why they make you go to the garage every single time. That's kind of a boring deal. I guess if your phone had some phones will allow you to set up some sort of macro type of thing where you could probably set up a macro that just hits like go back to the garage, go back to the map, go back to the race. I don't know if that would work or not. I know a lot of people set up their like mouse or their keyboard or even their phone to run macro scripts. Just if there's something that takes a whole lot of clicking or annoying things, they can just hit a button and it'll just do all those things at once. I'd assume you could probably set something like that up. I'm not really sure. I've never really tried. But yeah, I never understood why they make you go back to the garage after a regulation race. They should at least let you go back to the map. There should at least be a back to map button. It doesn't make any sense. It's definitely weird if you ask me. Angel, I don't ever remember regulation races having a next button. So I've been playing the game for somewhere in the 5 to 6 year range, and it's never had one since I started playing. Victor, hey, how's it going? Nice to see you today. Welcome to the live stream. All right. But yeah, I really do like this Fast and Furious Charger. It's a very nice car. John says maybe it's to slow down the process so you can't make too much money. I'm not really sure, but it's a weird deal. Honestly, though, it doesn't really take that long to go to the garage then back up to the map. It's just more of a pain. It's more of a pain in the butt pushing the buttons than actually like spending the time to do it. Now, maybe if your phone is a really slow loading phone, maybe that would suck. But for me, it only adds like a couple extra of seconds. I just don't like having to go through the process of hitting the buttons to do it. I guess I'm lazy. I don't know. Or maybe it's just the whole principle that you shouldn't have to do it that drives me crazy. Now, if I miss anybody's comments, I'm sorry. I try to read through all the comments, but occasionally, one scrolls by and I miss it. When you're playing the game and talking to people and all that, it's pretty easy to miss something. Ah, we got Odom in the cool looking car. The Cuda Torque Weaver Customs. That is a really cool looking car. Ark, if you're asking me, I really don't know if I have the new update or not. I am not sure, my friend. Oh, I got it. Victor says, wow, you're in the 900 rank. Yeah, my rank's getting up there. 969. But yeah, I've been playing for what, 5 or 6 years, so if I spend as much time playing now as I used to spend, I would probably be at rank like 3000, but it gets to a point where when you play a game so long, if you're on it too much, you start to get a little burnt out and tired of it. So I try to play between 1 and 2 hours per day. And I usually split it up. I might get on for a 15 or a 20-minute CSR session, and later that day I pop back on for another 15 or 20 minutes. You know, I split it up into several small sessions, and that keeps it fun. That keeps it fun and doesn't make so it doesn't get boring. Ark says, I missed the game. I wish I could play again. The game misses you, Mr. Ark. Anna says, so what's the new update? Basically, it's just going to add new cars and new events. I made a video yesterday, I think, on all the new cars. Was there about probably like 8 or 9 new cars being added to the game on the next update? But yeah, upcoming events and upcoming cars, basically. Pretty much anytime there's an update, that's usually what's on it. New cars and new events. I don't think they're going to be adding any type of like new interesting features that I know of. I really wish they would work on a garage organization button though. I know they were working on it, but I'm not really sure what happened to it. It almost seems like they scrapped it, so I don't know if they couldn't get it working right or what, but Ark says, just don't have any time to play. Yeah, that's a bummer, buddy. Guy says, I'm waiting for the Golden Star Aston Martin Valkyrie. Yeah, I'm not sure how that's going to be available, but I know the Purple Star Valkyrie is awesome. That's a really good car. I would assume the Golden Star one's going to be very similar. Probably just a teeny bit slower. Angel says, I like the RX-8 wide body. It's a very cool looking car. Odom, thank you, buddy. That was fun. But yeah, the RX-8 wide body does look super cool. When I saw that big spoiler on the back, I was like, oh, is this an Elite Tuner's car? Because none of the other cars in the game have spoilers like that I've noticed. Except for some of the Elite Tuner's cars. Guy says, I think it could be a prize car. That's very possible. I really don't know. Ark says, I'm trying to improve and change my life. Well, you know what? Real life always comes first, but you also have to make time to do things you enjoy, so you got to have some time for yourself, but being able to improve your life is definitely a good thing. You definitely got to do what you need to do. Real life always comes first, you know? Real life always comes first. Guy says he thinks it'll probably be from a Duality Cup. That's quite possible. Don't know for sure, but yeah, maybe. John 16 said, I've been watching your resource management tips and it helps you save up a bunch of stuff. That's amazing, buddy. One of the best things I ever did was managing my resources, and I'm still doing it to this day. Like, I don't spend anything unless I absolutely need to. For example, I try not to upgrade more than 1 car per season. What else? I don't spend my keys unless I absolutely need them or there's some really amazing car in there. Everything at once. Hey, how's it going? Nice to see you today. How's your day going? Alright, Guy, I need to use the restroom. I gotta pee here in a minute, so we'll do a couple more swaps and then I gotta take a quick restroom break. Yeah, I appreciate everybody coming out today. Thank you, guys. All right. Miguel says, wow, half the stream already. Yeah, usually when I have to pee, it's about an hour in. I don't know why, but it's like clockwork. I drink some coffee and almost 1 hour later, I got to go pee. Gets me every time. All right, everybody, I shall return in just a minute, but yeah, I gotta pee really quick, so I will be right back, everybody. I will be right back. Give me a minute, and I shall return. Unless something weird happens, I will be back in about 2 minutes, I'm guessing. I don't really know how long it takes, but I don't know, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. I shall return. Okay, I have returned. So, I recently had an MRI done on my neck. They found out my neck is all kinds of messed up, and there's some discs in there that are actually pushing against my spinal cord. Turns out that that can make a person have to pee a lot, I guess. Where's the audio? Hello? Wait, what's going on? There we go. Oh wow, for some reason my stream was back a while, so I didn't hear the audio for a minute. Yeah, coffee does as well. But I have discs in my neck that are pushing directly on the spinal cord, and they said there's like no spinal fluid around that or something. I don't know. So I guess that's probably a lot of the reason why I'm having so many muscle and nerve issues. Like I got some autoimmune disorders where my immune system attacks my body, and then they found that on top of it. So that's not wonderful. supposed to be going to physical therapy here in the next couple of weeks. They told me I'm probably going to need surgery, but there's no way they're chopping me open and messing with my spinal cord and stuff like that. No way. So hopefully the physical therapy will work a little bit. I don't know. Surgery is one of those things where I am not interested. Not interested at all. I know a lot of people who have had a spine surgery who used to be able to walk and now they're in a wheelchair. So I don't know. It's a very dangerous thing. Three, 2, 1, go. At the Lamborghini. Guy says if I have green tea, he's got to pee like crazy. That's interesting. I wonder why green tea would do that to you. Fox HD movies. Everything at once, does that cost money or is that like a free deal? I'm guessing you probably got to pay for that, right? Ah, then we got Leroy in the Fast and Furious Eclipse. All right, let's go see who wins. We got Dom versus Brian here, guys. Oh, I screwed up my shift pattern. Oh well. I messed it all up. So I don't know if I won or if he slowed down or what, but I got him. 12 points. Oh, okay, it didn't slow me down actually. I guess that car runs faster when you shift like that. Hippo says, rest in peace, Brian. You know, he was actually a super nice person. He did a lot of nice things for people, donated so much to charity. He was a super nice guy. Leroy says, I let Dom get away. Yeah, it really sucks that happened to him. Oh, everything. I'll have to check that out, buddy. Thank you. I got one of those Roku players, so I'm going to see if I can find it on Roku. Thank you for letting me know, buddy. I appreciate that. Fox HD movies. I'll be searching for that after the stream. I actually bought a Roku TV. Oh wait, it was my turn to win. So my old TV broke. I had it for probably about 20 years. 15 years, 20 years. Finally it broke. So I bought the cheapest 32-inch TV I could find. And it's a Roku TV, so it's got a Roku player built in. It's pretty crappy, honestly. Like the remote control, sometimes you have to push the button like 6 times before it registers a button touch. If you move over to the left or right, the picture kind of starts to look washed out and crappy. So it's a really junky TV, but hey, it does the job. I've never really been one to care too much about picture quality, honestly. Broken record, are you talking about BlueStacks? I mean, if you want to play it on your PC, yeah, go ahead and download BlueStacks or LD Player. I mean, personally, if I'm not making videos, I play the game on my phone. I would rather play this on my phone than on the PC, but for video making purposes, it's nice to have your stuff on the PC. But some people love playing this game on the computer. So yeah, BlueStacks or LD Player, they're both excellent. Sometimes it's good to have both because every once in a while you get a new update and the game runs like crap on one of them, but it runs good on the other. So maybe install BlueStacks and LD Player. In that way, like if it's running on bad on one, you can just swap out to the other and see if it runs better on that one. Because these emulators aren't really perfect, right? The game companies aren't optimizing their games to run on emulators, so they don't always run good. So sometimes you get an update and you'll have all kinds of problems on the emulator. So it's kind of good to have a couple different emulators available. McGill says, I use BlueStacks because I like to see the game in full big screen, giant TV the size of the house. He's like, I project that stuff into the sky and like everybody can see it. I don't know, I'm just making up stuff now, but Broken Records say, what, my friend? Download a remote for pedals for racing? I'm not sure what you're talking about there. Are you saying you're going to get like a steering wheel and gas pedals for your PC? Now, BlueStacks and LD Player will both allow you to set up a game controller, so you might actually be able to set up a shifter and a gas pedal and a brake. I don't know. I'm currently using LD Player right now. Broken says, I'm a lefty. I'm also left-handed. Left-handed people rule. That's all I'm going to say. Everything at Once says the emulators are hard to run. What do you mean? Now, you do have to have a pretty good computer to run an emulator. So what I notice is you have to have a good processor in the computer. The emulator barely uses any of my graphics card's power, but it uses a lot of processing power, like a lot. So you really need to have like a newer i5 or preferably at least an i7. I don't know if you're running an AMD, I'm not really sure if a Ryzen 5 or a Ryzen 7 would be needed, but I don't know much about the AMD processors. But you do need a decent amount of RAM and a decent processor in your PC. I'm not sure if you need a graphics card or not. You might be able to get away without a graphics card, but I'm not 100% sure. Now, for example, my dad bought a Dell laptop back in the day, and it had Intel HD Graphics 4000 built into it, I think it was. And he was able to play the old school Call of Duty games on it. It had an i5 and those built-in graphics. And yeah, he played Call of Duty. No problem. But I do notice that emulators are harder on your computer than a lot of games are. Like a lot of PC games run easier than your emulator. So Royal, I've got a my old computer. I got two computers here. My old one has an i5 and a 1660 graphics card, and I've never had any problems running CSR2 on that. It's always ran CSR2 very well. My newer computer's got a 3080 graphics card and an 11th generation i7 processor. Now, the old one with the i5 has a hard time running some games. Like, I play another game called War Robots, and when I'm playing the game and live streaming, it struggles because it's using up, like, all the processing power to do both. Now on CSR, it doesn't seem to require as much to play as War Robot, so either one of those computers will run CSR just fine. Alright. So Miguel says preferably a good video card with at least 2 gigs of memory, and yes, an Intel i7 and 16 gigs of RAM. Yeah, these days you really need at least 16 gigs of RAM. I think 32 gigs is probably not needed for your average person. But yeah, you will at least want to have 16 gigs and an i7 processor. But I think any decent graphics card is going to do okay. I don't think you need a really high-end graphics card for the emulators. So you have an i3 that's you're probably gonna have a hard time with the i3 processor. I'm not really sure if that would run it or not. You could always download it and try, but just so you know, there's a pretty good chance it's gonna struggle with that. Do they even make i3 processors anymore? I'm not sure if they do. I've never actually owned an i3, so I don't know how those perform. I've had a couple i5 computers, I've had a couple i7 computers. I think twice I've had an AMD computer and didn't care for it. But I've never had any major issues with i7s. Every computer I've ever had that had an i7 in it always ran everything really good. Angel says I have a Motorola G stylus. It runs games smooth. Cool. That's a cell phone, right? Is that a cell phone or a tablet? I'm not sure. Leroy, thank you for the swaps, buddy. Alright, we got MG in that yellow thingy dingy right there. I'm going to tell you what, the LB Gran Turismo looks super cool, but those are not very good cars. So everything, are you playing War Robots on Steam? Or My Games? Does it run it good? Vin says new update question mark. There is a new update that'll be coming out very soon. It should have new cars and some new events for those cars. I don't know when you're going to get the update, but sometime soon. So Royal, I don't really have a lot of PC games. I have Dirt 5. I did stream that once and only like 10 people showed up to the stream. So I don't have a lot of games I can run, honestly. I was actually thinking about doing something like that, but I would have to buy a bunch of PC games, which I can't really afford to do. I've been thinking about buying Forza for a while, but I don't really have a lot of time to play it. Like, I got 3 YouTube channels, 2 of them are gaming channels, and they really, keeping up with both of those games really sucks up the majority of my extra time. You know, once I did buy a game called Dirt Rally, and I returned it because the game upset me so much. Leroy says there's going to be another Forza coming out. Holy crap, holy. It seems like the one we have didn't come out too long ago. It's only been, what, about a year? How often do they come out with a new one? What I've... Aceto Corsa. I'm not really sure what that is. I think I've heard of that before. I kind of remember looking up like best car games and seeing that on the list, but I'm not really familiar with it. Does anybody know how many gigabytes that the Forza games are? Have I tried the 2010 Hot Pursuit? I think I actually have that game and I hate it. I know I do have one of the Need for Speed games and I can't stand playing it. The main thing is you're on some sort of like race around the city, and all of a sudden the game's like, make a hairpin turn right now, and you're doing 300 miles per hour and you try to make the turn and you just smash into a wall. I don't know, I actually like racing games that are on a racetrack. I can't stand, that's another reason I'm not sure if I would like Forza, because you're just driving around the city, and I don't know, like that Need for Speed game I have, I seriously bought it. I've probably got less than like 3 hours of playtime on it because it's just infuriating the way it makes you turn these like hairpin corners, and it doesn't give you any warning or anything. It's like, turn now! And you're doing 300 miles per hour. You're like, come on. You know what I mean? I hate it. Oh my god, it's 116 gigabytes? Wow. That's terrible. I think my whole hard drive is like 500 gigabytes, so. Wow, that's crazy. 116 gigabytes? Hey, Clasher, what's going on, buddy? Nice to see ya. Nabo, what's up? But yeah, I don't know. I have one of the original Hot Pursuit games. So many people loved it, and I hated it. I used to love the old school Gran Turismo games. Like the old ones, like the originals on PlayStation and PlayStation 2. Alright, so let's go back out to the lobby. We got about another 30 minutes left on the stream. Now, the original Need for Speed games back on PlayStation, I love those. Those were fun. I like more of like arcade style racing. I don't know, like old school arcade style. Less realistic. I'm not really sure how to explain it, but the original Need for Speed was such a cool game. I think that came out on PlayStation 1. But the last gaming system I ever had was on like PlayStation 2. You know, can you get games like Forza on Xbox and PlayStation? I haven't had a gaming console since PlayStation 2. Suppy, how you doing? I don't usually have the webcam going on my live stream, so I got a lot of health problems. Like I got nerve and muscle issues, and I can't sit in a chair straight for 2 hours. So usually I'm laying down when I stream, and nobody really wants to see me laying down when streaming. I think I did the camera once and people said it was weird, so I was like, alright, I just won't do the camera. Leroy says, Forza is on Xbox. Is it not on PlayStation? Clasher says, Unbound kinda sucks. I wish I could sit in my chair all day like a normal person, but having health problems is a pain in the butt. Like, I have a limited time to sit in my chair in the morning. Royal, thank you, buddy. I wonder why they don't have it on PlayStation. That's weird. It seems like a game like that would be on both. I would have expected to be able to get Gran Turismo and Forza on both PlayStation and Xbox. You got hit by a car, everything? That sucks, buddy. That cannot be much fun. Yeah, I got the autoimmune disease. There's also bulging discs in my neck pressing on the spinal cord. So between the two of those things, it's got my muscles and nerves really messed up. Have you had like any MRIs or anything? Sometimes they can figure out what's going on if you get some MRIs or whatever. Or maybe some physical therapy. I've tried physical therapy, but it just makes me worse. At least for my back, but they're going to send me the physical therapy for my neck. I don't know if that's going to be a help or not, honestly. Hopefully it doesn't make it worse. Suppy, have a great day. Catch you later. Leroy says GT is made by Sony and Forza is made by Microsoft. Yeah, that may be so, but you think they would still like have the games on the other platforms. For example, Call of Duty is made by Activision, and I'm pretty sure you can get that on both, right? I don't see why Sony wouldn't sell their game on Xbox, because they would probably make more money if they did, if you really think about it. People who had Xbox would probably love to play Gran Turismo. You know what I'm saying there? Most people can't afford to go out and buy both systems, so. In the long run, I don't really know, but in my mind, I think they would make more money by selling the game. I mean, what are those games when they come out? $100? Right? It just doesn't make sense not to sell it. I mean, a gaming system is around, what, $350, $400 to buy? So I'm pretty sure they would make more money by selling them on the other platform, but I don't know. I'm not a businessman that knows how those things work. I'm just taking a random guess, but K-Stone, you out of here. Catch you later. So Leroy, you've got both PS5 and Xbox. I wouldn't mind having one or the other, but if you can't get certain games on one, then, you know, that would defeat the whole purpose for me. Now, last time I played the Gran Turismo games, I didn't really enjoy them. They were like too simulation, like too realistic. I don't like the simulation games, honestly. I want to be able to slide around corners and drift and do fun things like that. I don't really like having to play it by the book and just play it that way. You know what I'm saying? If I want to drive a real race car, I'll go buy a real race car. Well, not really, because I can't afford it, but you know what I mean. I want to have fun, man. I want to hit jumps and slide around corners and crash into other cars. That's the fun. That kind of thing is fun for me. So Gran Turismo used to have more stuff similar to that, but now it's a little different. All right, weird mix again. Cool. We got weird mix. Everything says 10,000 of his currency is $1. That's kind of weird how they do it like that. Honestly, I kind of wish they would just like move every country's currency to the same currency. Life would be so much easier. Like everybody should learn one language and use one currency. I think that would make life easier for everybody. Ark is back. All right. All right, so John's getting CSR on LD player. Yeah, let us know if you like it. Once you map the keyboard and tell it which keys you want to use, or you can use like an Xbox controller or a PlayStation controller as well. Like on my streams, I've got a wireless Xbox controller set up to play with. And when I record my videos, I just use the keyboard to shift. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, I really do like this car. This is a very nice car. I lost. Oh no, I slowed down too soon. Everything at Once says, will there be a War Robot stream anytime soon? Alright, so normally I stream War Robots gameplay on Thursdays and Saturdays on my other channel. So yep, Thursdays and Saturdays I do live streams for gameplay. Every once in a while, you know, sometimes I throw like a bonus stream in on like a Tuesday or something. I was actually thinking of the game manufacturer sent me a bunch of tokens to open chests on War Robots. So I was thinking about trying a live stream where I just open, I think on Tuesday, I might just do a live stream where I open the chests. Either tomorrow or Tuesday, I'm not really sure. I'm thinking about doing that. I don't know if many people will show up to watch an unboxing live stream, but hey, I might give that a go. Normally I do that on a regular video, but I was thinking maybe I'll try something different and live stream it. Yeah, sometimes on Tuesday I do a Q&A thing on that channel. Those are kind of like bonus streams, I guess. I wish CSR was a little more live streamable. I mean, in order to live stream CSR, I got to sit there and use up all my gold, and it's hard for players to find you in the live streams. I wish they had more of a multiplayer thing where it was easy to find each other and play against each other on CSR. That makes it a little hard to live stream this game. Because in order to race me, it's like other players kind of have to jump through hoops and retune their cars, and it's kind of crazy how that works. That makes it harder to do fun streams for this game. But, you know, what can you do? Like War Robots, I mean, that's like a team gameplay and stuff. It's a lot easier to live stream that game. CSR needs to do something with multiplayer other than live racing and showdowns. I don't know what, but it'd be cool if they could do something else. One of the reasons I don't do a lot of Q&A streams on this channel is because there's 800 cars in the game and I really don't know what all the cars are capable of, and I start getting questions like, what does this random car that you've never driven do on stage 5? What's the 0 to 60 time on this car? And it's like, my God, I have no idea. Now, when Max was on here, Max seems to have a very good memory. Me and Max used to live stream Q&As, and if he didn't know it, I would know it, or if I didn't know it, he would know it. So it was a lot funner and easier to answer questions when you had two knowledgeable people, but some of the questions you get on the CSR live streams are pretty wacky and out there. If I've got 27 fusion parts and only stage 2 on this car, how fast is it going to go? Oh my God, I don't know. Everything at once? What do you mean, buddy? I was probably playing on my own account. If I was in the squad, I was on my account. I hope I didn't mess up and join on the wrong account. If so, I'll probably be getting yelled at. Alright, everything at once says there's going to be a comet in the sky on February 1st or 2nd. It'll be visible for 2 weeks. Is that the one that's only comes around like every 100,000 years or something like that? I know they were making a big deal out of a comet that's going to be upcoming pretty soon. Normally stuff like that, they're gonna be like, oh, that'll be visible at like 3 a.m. Like, oh no, thank you. I'll be sleeping, I hope. Or the other problem is it'll be cloudy the day that things like that are supposed to happen. Like, I've got bad luck with that kind of stuff. Ark says, have you seen shooting stars? I think I've seen 2 shooting stars in my life. Have you seen any, Ark? The first one I saw really freaked me out. I was like, oh my God, what was that? I just saw this flashlight go across the sky at like light speed, and it freaked me out. It's actually pretty cool to see a shooting star. But yeah, I think I've seen 2 of them. It does not happen often. So Ark's never seen one. You might see one day. I'm not really sure if they're common or not. I mean, I'd assume they're probably pretty rare, right? Alright, Max is back. What up, Mr. Max? How's the doggy doing? Mr. Chompers. That's what you should have named him, was Mr. Chompers, because you say always chews on your hands. Hello, Mr. Chompers. How are you today? Max says he's very active. How long till he outgrows the crazy hyper energy stage, Max? Do you still got a while, or? He's probably, what, going on 2 years old now? I'm not very good at keeping track of time, but I'm guessing he's probably about 2 years old, right? Oh, wow, another 5 years? That's a long time. That is a very, very long time. But yeah, German Shepherds are awesome dogs. Yeah, my neighbor's got a German Shepherd named Thor. It's a pretty cool dog. Surprisingly, though, it loves people, but it doesn't want you to pet it. Like every time I come by and he's outside, that dog comes running at me at the speed of light. It runs up to me, sniffs my hand for 2 seconds, and then it walks away. It's like, huh, you don't want petted? But if it's got a toy or something, it constantly wants you to throw its toy. But it really doesn't like people to pet it, which is surprising. It wants to say hello, sniff you, and then he's good. But if he's got his toy, oh my gosh, he will pester you until you throw that toy. Everything. Sorry to hear about your cats, buddy. I used to have a dog and I had a couple of cats myself. Unfortunately, animals don't stay around forever. It'd be nice if they did, but... Ark, you had over 20 cats? Wow, that's a lot. Did you have all 20 at one time? I don't think I've ever had more than one pet at a time. One usually keeps you busy enough. I couldn't imagine having like 5 or 20. I could see maybe having like 2 pets. Maybe like 2 dogs or 1 dog and 1 cat. No, actually I did sort of have 2 cats at once. One was my ex-girlfriend's though. I had a cat and she had a cat. I think I was talking about that on one of the live streams the other day. It was really dumb. It would try to jump up on the couch or jump up on the table, and it wouldn't make it. It would smash its face on the edge of the table or on the edge of the couch because it wasn't coordinated enough to jump up there. What's up, Cool Burn? Her cat was really cute. It was like a Persian cat. I think she spent a lot of money to get that thing, but man, it was not a smart cat. I've never heard of cat fever. Alright, we got about 10 more minutes left, so I'm going to go back out to the lobby. Miguel, thank you for the swaps, buddy. I'm sure there's probably somebody else out there who hasn't got to race me yet that's waiting, so let's go out to the lobby and find out. I appreciate the swaps, guys. Thank you. Alright, Racer got me. Is this one of you guys? I do not know. I think cat scratch fever is something people get, right? Do cats get that as well? I know if a cat scratches you, you can actually like get really sick from it. Not always, but it can happen. Everything says the new Titan weapons are too OP. Yes, they are. Like yesterday when I played the new Titan weapons on the War Robots test server, I was just like, oh my god, this is insane. I wasn't expecting them to be that overpowered. But yeah, they're very overpowered. Alright, we got Mr. Melon. I do like the Titan modules though. But I don't know about those weapons. But those weapons are going to make things like Nodens and Luchador make a big comeback. Sorry, talking about another game, guys. So, honestly, if you put those new weapons on a Nodens, if they end up being that strong, you could hide in the back with your Nodens and heal all your teammates, and if somebody got close to you, you could just obliterate them. So it would be like, oh, somebody's coming at me, no big deal. Brrr, then they're dead. But yeah, you know, I think on the test server, hopefully everybody fills out the feedback form and lets them know what they think of things. More than likely, they won't be that strong on the next test server. I hope. Melon's got the station wagon. Oh, I guess it was my turn to win. Sorry about that. Coburn, on Sundays, my stream starts at 9 a.m. and ends at 11. My Sunday streams are earlier. I'm not really sure why I started them earlier, but there was some sort of reason why I started doing them at this time, but I don't really remember what it was. I think originally YouTube told me this was the best time to stream, plus we were doing the wild card around this time, so I think that's why they got started at an early time like this. I don't know, sometimes I would like to push the stream up to a different time, but a lot of people are like, oh, don't do that. Oh, Melon, did we disconnect? What happened there? I didn't even realize I was racing somebody else. I get busy chatting to you guys, and sometimes I don't even know what I'm doing. Everything says 8:50 p.m. It's currently 10:52 here. Alright, so we got David. Cool. Oh man, he's in a really cool looking car. Look at that thing. That Zonda looks nice. I really like the green Zonda, the new one that's being added to the game. I love those colors. Telix, thank you, buddy. This is a fun car, actually. Fast and Furious Dodge Charger RT. What I don't understand is they put two of these in the game and they're almost identical. I don't know why they added a second Fast and Furious Dodge Charger. I really don't. Does anybody know why they did that? I've always kind of wondered. Why did they add two of these when they're you can barely tell the difference when you look at them. I think they run very close to the same times. I believe this one's a little bit faster or something, but I just don't understand why they would have made two of these. Now I get they made the Ice Charger. That's a completely different car. I can understand why they did that. But two almost identical Chargers? I don't know. Does not make sense to me. Felix says, did you see Engine Hood? I'm not sure what you mean. Leroy says there are two Chargers in the movie. Yeah, but do we need both of them? I mean, they're practically the same thing. Having a regular charger and an ice charger would have been enough, in my opinion. Maybe I'm weird, but I just don't really see the point of adding both. I'm definitely weird, but you know, that's besides the point. Don't worry about that now. I mean, I might be weird, but don't worry about it. Don't worry about that, you know. Ark says, I love the ice charger from Fast and Furious. Yeah, that was actually a super cool car. It's kind of crazy how the Fast and Furious went from racing movies to superhero action movies. Maybe not superheroes, but you know what I mean. Super action heroes, right? It'd be kind of cool if they made some more that were more like around racing again. Ark says it looks better than the Rocket Fiero. You know, the Rocket Fiero is a very cool car. I mean, it's very different. It's, I don't know, a big old giant rocket engine on the top and all the fire that comes out of the back. It's insane. David, thank you for the swaps, buddy. Alright, I'm just going to go... Let me go back into the lobby. We got 3 more things of gas and only a couple minutes left on the stream. See if there's anybody else in here who hasn't got to race me yet. So I don't know if any of these are you guys. I'm just going to go ahead and leave the lobby. What's out on the map today? Let's go look at the map really fast. I think I can probably do like a... Oh, no. Guys, I don't know about you guys, but I haven't really been focusing on doing these tasks for this thing. I don't know if you guys have been or not, but for me, I just don't really care that much about it. Maybe I should, but I don't want to spend my resources and keys and stuff. I don't like the fact that it tries to make you use your resources. Everything at once. Thank you, buddy. What's on the daily battle today? David's on level 17 on the race pass. Nice. Ooh, we got the Audi. Look at that thing. This is probably one of the coolest looking cars in the game, in my opinion. I don't remember that being a good car, but it's a very cool looking car. One thing about the daily battles is your car is always faster than the other car. So as long as you shift it properly, or at least get a decent shift pattern on it, you're always going to win. I think the only time you're going to lose is when you don't shift the car right. Miguel, do you like it? I don't remember it being a good car for some reason. I could be wrong about that. David says, I drove the Gold Star Valkyrie earlier this morning. Cool, cool. How was it? Did you enjoy it? There's really nothing to do right now except for live racings or showdowns. We got 4 days left till this new showdown starts. I already see which car I'm going to be running. I could have swore I had a 488 Pistol Spider. I guess I'll be running my Nissan. Cool, cool. That's awesome. That'll give me a chance to do something cool with this car. So Miguel says, don't use it much. Melon says it's okay. Alright, so yeah, 747. I'm getting there. I need 1,200 of these tokens to finish my last upgrade on my Elite Tuners car. So I need about 452, 453 more tokens. It's taken so long to do this. So I got all these cars here except for the S2000 maxed out. I can't wait to get that Supra, guys. I really can't wait to get the Supra. That's going to be amazing. But I'll tell you, this is actually one of my favorite looking cars in the game with this particular body kit. I really like this car. I wish this car was good at live racing. Melon, did you guys ever find a good live racing tune for this car? Because I can't find one. I was trying to find like a low performance point high evo tune that worked. But even though this has a low performance point high evo tune, I could not win live races with it, which was a bummer because I really wanted this to be a good live racer because I love this car. Arc says I prefer the R34 and the RX-7. Yeah, the R34 is a great live racer. Melon says not bad, but better cars out there. Yeah. Now this thing, unfortunately, not so great. I don't know why, but the Mustang and the RX or the BRZ, not the best cars in the game. These aren't really that good, so they made more Elite Tuners cars, and some of the ones they're bringing out kind of suck. I don't know why they did that, honestly. But now this R34, this is a very good live racing car. I like this one a lot, and I like the Supra a lot. Both of those are good for live racing. Now, I don't like the way this looks as much, but it's a really cool car. Then here's that Mustang. The Mustang looks amazing. I don't really like Mustangs, but I like this one. Just the particular colors and the rims and the body kit just looks really cool together. But unfortunately, the car is just kind of, this one's just kind of like so-so, you know what I mean? I think I did find a live racing setup for this car, but I don't think it was, I think it was just kind of decent, but nothing great. I know I got a video on all these Elite Tuners cars, but yeah, it's a bummer. They didn't make it better. But anyways, guys, I think that's going to wrap this stream up. I just want to say thank you guys for coming out. You guys are all amazing. Channel members, thank you. Anybody who ever donates, thank you. I appreciate you guys a lot. Thank you guys for the support. And, you know, same to everybody who comes to the streams to hang out and watch us the videos. I really appreciate all of you guys. But I got to get going. I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend and a good week if I don't see you sooner. But hey, catch you later. Lightning out. Have an amazing day. And thank you guys so much. See ya.